All right, you know what we need? We need a recommendation on good, uplifting, like quality television. And honestly, this was a show, or a series rather, that I really enjoyed. All right, let's make this quick. Best of the World. This is Disney Hulu, NatGeo, and this is Antoni as the host. Now, he has already done a show on NatGeo. It was called No Taste Like Home. The show was actually very good. It followed people that we know and kind of took more a look at their lives and mixed it with like food and travel, and it was very historic. It was really, really cool. And I imagine the show did so good, but maybe, just maybe, it was maybe harder to produce, maybe more expensive. So whatever the case, Antoni's back with another show. Now, Antoni's interesting. Before I talk about the show itself, Antoni first was an actor. And I think that him being an actor, and when he originally did Netflix's Queer Eye, he was picked to be on that show as the chef. And I believe at that time, at least, he, of course, maybe visually made a lot of sense for the show, but maybe he wasn't exactly a chef at that time. But what I think is interesting about Antoni, just my opinion, he really has stood the test of time. And yeah, sure, if he was originally wanting to be an actor and sort of moved into this world, and hopefully he didn't take a position of someone else who was actually more culinary, sound. The fact of the matter is, it did happen. Netflix's show ran for years and years and years and years, and Antoni sort of did, get a little bit of notoriety from it. And so, I can understand the criticism, but I say all that to say that what I think, though, is that I think he stood the test of time, and I believe that his hosting skills and even just the way he takes you on this journey, I feel, just as this is me, I like feel-good TV. I think he makes the shows feel really good. And as a note, too, there's so much polarizing and things to get get you a dopamine hit all the time. And sometimes, I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks this, I think quality feel-good TV is sometimes important. Anyways, I say all that to say that I feel like Antoni has hit a sweet spot with the way he does his shows, and I think that Disney, Hulu, NatGeo made sense doing this other show. So the show is called Best of the World. Now, Best of the World, I believe it's inspired, not necessarily through NatGeo, but a list that comes out which kind of breaks down the best travel, culinary, all these wonderful experiences. And it's the way that they did the show called Best of the World. It's 4 episodes only, unfortunately, because it could have been so much bigger. It basically breaks down sort of Antoni and the producers, I'm sure, their pick on best locations that they kind of wanted to feature. So that's like the original, like why they did the show. I guess that list does come out, and it was like their take on it with Nat Geo, with Disney Hulu. So yeah, watch it on Hulu, watch it on Disney Plus, whatever. That part is, of course, whatever. But the show is actually good. So it features 4 different locations: London, Paris, Mexico City, and New York City. Now, I love New York, obviously, on and off. I spent about 8 years there. It's the kind of place that you love before you ever get to New York City. And honestly, the show was done so well. For me personally, I love shows like this. I love shows like Stanley Tucci's got the show, Eva Longoria's got a show, Anthony Bourdain, the late Anthony Bourdain, he had a wonderful show. Even going back to Brooke Burke, Wild on the E! Channel years ago. I like shows that vicariously let you sort of see and go on the journey. Now, one could say, I don't want to watch a show like that because I wish I was doing the world travel and I wish I was doing the culinary experience. And yes. Hopefully, next time Disney and Hulu want to do a series, they'll do it with me. But that's not the point. The point is it's still done well. And I always use this word. Sometimes I feel like I overdo it, but it is an exquisite show. Okay? That's what it is. You will get, if you want to, a way to sort of a break from, all the noise rather, and just enjoy and actually learn so much. When I watched the New York City one, I was like, oh, I'm going to know everything about everything. Cause I really have always loved New York. 8 years isn't a long, long time, but it's enough to really understand everything, especially when you're broke. Like I had been very starving artist vibe, so I definitely like, feel the feels. But the show's just done so well. That is a credit to Nat Geo and Disney Hulu and the big production for being able to do it well. And I think that all these locations, Paris, London, Mexico City, and New York, it was done so well that you're just going to have a great takeaway. And when you watch a show, you either want to be entertained, you want to be moved, or you want to have a wonderful takeaway. It makes you want to travel, I think it was done so well. I don't know what's the most boring place or lame place you could think of, but it was done so well that you could imagine that this the way they did the show, the way they produced it, you could have made the most boring town ever seem interesting because it was done with such finesse. Now, this is just, again, me. I know the TV viewing patterns now really like a lot, and it's got to be a lot of action, and that's good, and there's a place for that. But if you'd wanted something that's on the contrast, I think Antoni has really stepped into something that's wonderful. I believe they'll do another series. I think it's actually really good. Now, Antoni as a host, again, I'm going to say as a host, but more so just taking you on the journey. I think because of all the critique that he may have had when he did the Netflix series, I think he's always been trying to find his sweet spot, and I think he kind of has now. The first series, called No Taste Like Home, he definitely had it, but I feel like he's got it now. He's also in love, and you'll see a little bit of that on one of the episodes. I won't even tell you which one. Anyways, I say all that to say, if you want some quality, uplifting, and even like travel and type of show, I think that this is something that can be a nice watch. I find myself loving to watch more that kind of has a good takeaway, a very positive and uplifting sort of message. I could understand that could get boring too, but this one was not boring. So that's just a recommendation, a randomly Ronnie Jr. recommendation. And I'm being critical too, because, I've loved, coming from radio, I've loved like the hosting world for so long. So if Antoni wasn't doing a good job, I of course would be like, he's got some work to do, but I feel like his life maybe feels very complete, and this show is a wonderful show. So why wouldn't it like just rub off? And that's the thing, is that it did kind of rub off. I'm so complimentary sometimes, which is funny because I'm usually also very, like frustrated. But I say 5 stars. Definitely check this show out. I thought it was really good. It's like a 4-part mini documentary type thing. Disney, Hulu, Nat Geo, Antoni, who I do have one of his cookbooks, and he's just really coming into his own, like I said. And I also think that it's a great watch, so definitely check it out. It is called Best of the World, and again, those 4 locations are Paris, London, New York, and Mexico City. I think the show could go on and on and on, and it's like, what show, what would they cover next, if they have another season? Like, where's the greatest location? What is like the staple, culinary wise, travel wise, museum wise, like all these wonderful things geographically around your parts, like where you're at. So it's just done so well that I think the great storytelling is always there. I remember loving another show that was on Hulu, which was called Taste the Nation. That was Padma Lakshmi, which was also wonderful. So these kinds of shows, if you're into that, all what I said, Stanley Tucci's show, Eva Longoria's show, the late Anthony Bourdain's show, Brooke Burke on Wild on E, all those years ago, this is like of that family of shows. And I think it was actually really, really good. 5 stars. I'm giving it 5 stars. A randomly Ronnie Jr. recommendation.
Hey, Ronnie Jr.